This is just a video on expanding and simplifying polynomials. So it's kind of putting together everything that we learned in the previous sections. Okay, so we've got this giant expression here, 3x times 2x minus 5 plus 2 times 4x plus 1. And we're not solving anything. All we're doing is basically expanding, which means we want to get rid of brackets. So we don't want those brackets there anymore. And we're doing something called simplifying, which is another way to say collect all your like terms. So that's what we're doing. We're expanding and simplifying. And this is our expression. So we're not solving or anything like that. We're just expanding and simplifying. And then next year in grade 10, you're going to learn how to take your expanded and simplified version and put it back into something like this. Okay, so our first step is to expand. So we need to know how to multiply this monomial by this binomial. So we're going to multiply everything inside of it by 3x, which gives us 6x squared minus 15x. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to multiply everything in this bracket by positive 2, which would make it positive 8x and positive 2. And then we're going to go to our second thing, which is simplifying. And that just means we're going to look for any like terms. And the only ones I see are negative 15x and positive 8x. So that gives us 6x squared minus 7x plus 2 as our final answer. And this is a trinomial. We've got 3 terms here. So yeah, once you guys get to grade 10 math, you could take something like this expression and do what we call factor it, which brings it back into something like that. So in grade 9, we just learned how to go the one direction, expanding and simplifying, which is extremely important for your algebra skills down the road. So you want to be good at this stuff. It'll help you later. Okay, so let's say now, let's try this one. So let's say we had 4x times x plus 5 minus 3x times 2x minus 7. Okay, so here's our expression. And we're trying to simplify this, expand it and simplify it. So in our first step of expanding, we're going to get rid of our brackets. So I'm going to start with this 4x and multiply it by everything in my brackets. So 4x times x is 4x squared, and 4x times 5 is positive 20x. Then I'm going to go to my next guy and multiply the brackets there. So this time we got to include this negative in. So we got negative 3x times 2x, which will be negative 6x squared. And then negative 3x times negative 7 will be positive 21x. And now we're going to move to the simplifying step, which means we're going to collect our like terms. So I've got a 4x squared and a minus 6x squared, which will give me a negative 2x squared. Here I have a positive 20x and a positive 21x, which will give me positive 41x. And that's where we'd stop, because there's nothing else that we can expand or simplify there. It's totally simplified. And they'll usually look like those, the ones you see, but I mean, they could look like anything. Like you could have 4x plus 2x minus 3 minus 7x. Like it doesn't have to be 2 sets of brackets. It could look something like this. And if it looked like this, let's do this example, then first we'd be like, okay, there's some brackets there, so let's expand them first. So I would just leave the 4x out front, and I would multiply everything in the brackets by 2, which would be 2x minus 6, and then I would have the 7x out there. And then I would collect my like terms. So I've got 4x plus 2x minus 7x, which is 6x minus 7, which is negative 1x, and then that minus 6. So that's kind of what you need to know. You need to know how to do the multiplying The multiplying step, this guy right here. And you need to know how to collect your like terms. So that one there.